Jim, guys, having discussed a lot of concepts and a lot of topics on SMC trading, how to trade the forex market. This video is now going to be a summary of them all, a PIAT, putting it all together, okay, of everything that we've discussed previously and every single tip that we've given. Okay, so basically now putting it all together now in one video so that you can see that all this can actually play out in a single structure and it will be very valid. So make sure to follow us through to this with this video because it is going to be a very informative one. You're going to learn a whole lot about in this video. Alright, so remember the video is brought to you by Stone Academy, Stone FX, and if you've enjoyed the video, if it's informative, please do us leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe, and we will be motivated to get back to you in the next video. Okay, I think I have a very huge concept to discuss in which is the fifth rule. Alright, so for now, let's stick with this. Alright, so without wasting much of our time, let's get down into it, putting it all together. So I've already structured something on the screen, and this structure now, I'll be articulating it very soon. It comprises of every single thing we've discussed, which is the break of structure, the inducements, the inefficient price, the efficient price, the fair value gaps, the liquidity sweep, the engineered liquidity, the confirmatory entries, the breaker blocks, and finally the change of character. Okay, so it comprises almost every single thing that we've discussed. So let me just articulate it, then we can probably step down in the charts and then look further into it. So this is our breaker structure right here. I need to be articulating some of these things. Okay, I don't have it already. So this is a break of structure, and other break of structure, this is our inducement here. This is our inducement, and then the other block below. Sorry, pardon me. This is our other block here. Although it's an induced price, but I'm using the inducement as other block. Then I'm using this area now as a sweep of liquidity. Notwithstanding though. Okay, this is the second break of structure right here. Break of structures now, I don't think we might even put it to thought again because we already articulated the break of structure. Okay, so this right here is an inefficient price because look at our efficient zone here, and then this is where the market stopped and caused the next break of structure. So yeah, this is an inefficiency, an inefficient zone. Okay, and then this tap right back into here, is now the efficiency while it came down. All right, is the efficiency. So let me remove this so it doesn't confuse anybody. Okay, so having articulated inducements or other block by inducement, pullback, inefficient price, efficient price, another continuous move, another break of structure right here, another break of structure right here. This place is actually areas of internal liquidity. This place is now areas of internal liquidity, IRL. This place is now our internal liquidity. Let me articulate it, okay? IRL. IRL. And then this. Okay. This one is EPA, inefficient price action. Inefficient price action. Then at this point now is the efficiency. Okay, so you remember what we discussed on engineered liquidity. If you watched the video, this is our engineered liquidity here. There was a mitigation, a move up, a clear, another move. Can also be called inverse head and shoulder pattern. It's also an entry model. Okay, it's also an entry model. Then at this point now is our liquidity. At this point now is our liquidity. Swept the whole thing. All right. This now is our liquidity. Liquidity. Okay, let me just articulate this. Liquidity. And then a move. Okay, internal liquidity, IRL. then another break of structure right here. Remember, this is the low that caused that break of structure. This is the low that caused break of structure. Okay, and then probably many people might need to take their entry from here. So at this point now is our change of character. Yeah, beautifully well. Our change of character. But then, if you notice the way it changed, it is a breaker block. Okay, we're also trying to impute the breaker block into this video. This is the breaker block right here. You remember what breaker block is? An impulsive validation, an impulsive invalidation, and then it retests to that zone and moved. There is a breaker block entry I missed on AUD card a couple of days ago, and it pained me so well because it was a very clear chart and I wasn't really active to catch that move. Okay, so I didn't explain most many of these things, but if you look well, you can actually understand if you follow the videos. Okay, so this is basically our textbook diagram of every single thing, putting it all together. Basic concepts. There are very many concepts that I've not actually spoken about, which is the fifth row, the Quasimodo, and a couple of other things. Okay, so let's just step down to the charts and then we can look at a few further examples and then we can round up this video. Let us start from here now. Alright, this is our chart. Look at JPY 1 hour time frame. And if we are to articulate this chart now, you will see that a lot of what we've discussed is right here. We have our first break of structure. There is previous price. Okay, so from previous price here, we have our first break of structure right here. And as it was formed, if you look closely, you will see a couple of pullback zones around this still, and then you might still find the other block at the same point. Another block at this point, all right, which was mitigated very well. After then, we have an efficient price right here. Market did come to fill in that place, you see. Yeah, it came to fill it up. It's not like it left it unfilled. Okay, so it's an efficient price, and we've seen our other block, and then we now see our next break of structure right here. Our next break of structure is here, and then an inducement, another block, an internal liquidity, this area. Okay, a few corrections, market still came back. Now watch that thing I talked about on engineered liquidity. Many people now take it as entry. Very many people. As entry. Because if you look here now, this was our inducement, our liquid zone. Market actually did mitigate it. Moved small. Many people might have taken their entry from here. I talked about this on engineered liquidity. Moved up a bit, dropped down, mitigated this part again. Many other persons still take their entry from here. And then there was an invalidation. Moved up small, they would have moved their stop losses to break even on stuff, and then boom, there was a massive drawdown. Okay, massive drawdown to this POI down here. You get massive drawdown to this. I'll pick from the because left long, massive pull down to this POI right here. And having seen it now, it has filled in any imbalance, taken out every liquidity, and now it is now very settled to move. Okay, so from this particular chart now, the only thing I've not talked about here is change of character. But then if we go down to lower time frames, let's see here, let's talk about it so it won't be like 30 minutes time frame. Stepping down to lower time frame now, we'll see from any of these prices now. Okay, so starting from here, this was the last break of structure we had. This was the last break of structure we had. And the next one is actually a swing failure. You see, it's a swing failure, it didn't work. Okay, so when I say this from this point now, I start looking for a change of character. Okay, so some persons might want to start from here, articulate the retest into this zone, drop, whichever one you want to do. Then some other persons might want to start from here. That is those that are low risk takers that probably want to wait for, that's the pro traders that want to wait for the market to already play out before they enter. Okay, so this is a change of character here. And then a move down. If you look closer, say there is a fair value gap. So you can basically spot out all these things on the chart. There's a fair value gap, change of character, a drop. Okay, so breaker blocks, I've not actually seen a breaker block in this chart. This particular example we're using, I've not seen a breaker block in this chart. But then every other single thing that we've discussed is very much represented in this particular video, in this particular chart. So that's basically how to stage your trades. Okay, while you can identify all these things now, is a very good way to stage your trades so as to um be profitable. Okay, what I usually do is before I find an entry, I don't just go and start looking for entries at the immediate price. I scale back to previous prices, see where it's changed from, see how it's flowing, see the direction it's going ahead, and I'll now target my zone that I want to pick my entry from. Alright, so this is the basic thing I do. It's not much of a big deal if you study well and then you understand these concepts. Alright, so it's been 30 minutes. I never intended this video to be too long. Okay, so if you've enjoyed the information that I've given out in this video, please do well to like, do well to subscribe, and leave a comment. Is there any topic you want us to talk about next? Leave it in the comments and you will see us talk about it in the next video. Alright, so thank you very much, and once more, this is brought to you by Sloan Academy. See you.